Just a 1-fall 10-minute match here. Keith Eric on the other side of the ring at 2:24. He jumps Wendell Cooley before the bell sounds. Cooley out of San Antonio, Texas, wearing the CWA heavyweight belt. And Keith Eric jumped him. We've seen him do that before. He's paying for it right now, though, as Wendell Cooley nailed him with that upper arm. Backs him into the turnbuckle. Fires him across the way. As Eric stumbles out of the corner, he's dumped over the back by the Wildcat. Wendell Cooley.
Well, I'll tell you one thing about Cooley. You look at him, and he's not a great, big, awesome kind of a guy, but, boy, he gets the job done. I mean, stays right in there taking care of business. Big bulldog, and Eric is down. This could be it. 2, 3, impressive win over Keith Eric.
Well, it lasted 52 seconds, and that's it. Wildcat Wendell Cooley with a quick and a good victory here over an always tough Keith Eric.
Yes, it was. Very impressive victory, as a matter of fact. Son of a gun, I'll tell you, that strategy backfired on Keith Eric. He jumped him real quick, and it backfired on him just a little bit. Coming out right now, the superstar, Bill Dundee.
Hey, Billy Brad, how you doing? Lancer, I know everybody's saying, well, who is his mystery partner? Why is it taking place? Well, I'll tell you why it's taking place, Garvin. When you watch what's going to happen to you today, brother, you're going to wish you never heard the name of Bill Dundee, and you're going to wish you never heard the name of who's going to be out here as my partner. Now, we got a little tape that happened a couple of days ago, and I don't know whether I'm angry, frustrated, just mad at myself, mad at you, or mad at the whole world. But if you'll play the little, press the button up there, they'll show you the tape, and you'll see what I'm talking about, Garvin. We had him beat. Tracy Smothers beating up that goof in the corner. Drop kick right here. Watch. Boom. Down he goes. Right. Cover. Referee comes on over here. Counts. 1, 2. I thought he said 3. Now I get up. Now watch what happens. I didn't know the idiot had his foot. I go give him credit. He's a little smart. Now watch this. That ain't no choke, brother. That ain't no choke. That was a lip lock, Garvin. Now watch. Don't know what on him. I'm frustrated, brother. I try to wipe it off. I don't know where that boy's been. Well, I'm just going to tell you something, Garvin. There's an old saying, you got to fight fire with fire. Well, I'm going to fight you with something, brother, and you're going to find out today. Now, look at this. Look. I believe you enjoy it.
A lot of people have used a lot of strategy on Bill Dundee trying to beat him, but I've never seen anybody use a kiss like that.
Well, I don't mind getting beat. I've told you before, if you beat me, I'll be the first guy up to shake your hand and tell you it was great. But, Garvin, you just watch what's going to happen to you today, boy.
Okay, he's got a mystery partner. Billy didn't want to give us much idea about who it's going to be. We'll just have to wait. They are right now preparing for the match with the Beauty and the Beast, as they'll be coming out here just as soon as they get that pink mat down there, David.
Yeah, they got to get that pink mat put down. Beauty and the Beast refused to wrestle on the common mat that we have here. It has to be that special one.
That really kind of took Dundee by surprise, looking at that footage in that match that it took place in there. And like I said, a lot of people have tried a lot of things with the little Aussie, but I've never seen anybody do that to him. But it was effective. He got him off guard, rolled him up, and got the 1, 2, 3 on him. And I know that's got to steam Billy, man.
You know it. And like I said, I bet Mr. Garvin hasn't seen the end of that. Here they come, Beauty and the Beast, Terrence Garvin and Mark Guleen. Guileen's got this spray can with him. He'll go up and disinfect everything. Now, there you go.
You find out, I am sure. He's asking who the mystery partner is, and he'll be finding out that a little bit later. We've got that match scheduled in here with Dundee and a mystery partner. Guleen with that spray can up there, disinfecting or perfuming or whatever he's doing. And across the way, his opponents are in, and we're ready for it, Dave.
And we are ready to go with a 1-fall, 10-minute time limit match. Introducing Chris Frazier and Alan Reynolds on one side of the ring. On the other, it's Beauty and the Beast, Mark Guleen and Terrence Garvin. Guleen starting out here, the Beast, against Alan Reynolds.
Alan Reynolds and Chris Frazier teaming against the Beauty and the Beast, and a nice hip toss. Look at that. Alan Reynolds got the big beast going, and that's not usual for Guleen. He's usually very strong at the beginning.
You know, I think we're seeing an example of Alan Reynolds, and a wrestler who's been wrestling for several months now and has learned a lot along the way. Hasn't won a lot of matches, but he's certainly learned some things, and I think we saw evidence of that right there in the beginning of this match. Whoa, big power slam by Gulin on Chris Frazier.
Both of these guys can wrestle. We've never said that they couldn't, so it doesn't come as a major surprise when you see Gulin pull off a power move like that. There's the tag on the beauty, Terrence Garvin. He normally comes in when an opponent has been hurt. That's when he wants to get in. That goofy dance and laugh of his is the thing that'll just drive you right up a wall. There's a tag back to Gulin, and Chris Frazier, who is in the middle of lots of trouble in there, and Gulin really pounding away with that forearm, and goes with another power slam.
He power slams him there again. He goes to the corner, makes the tag on Terrence Garvin. Gulin with Frazier, drops him over the knee, backbreaker, and Garvin comes flying off the ropes. That stupid laugh again, and a cover. Count of 1, 2, this one's over. The win gonna go to Beauty and the Beast, Terrence Garvin, Mark Gulin, 1:33 seconds the time.
1:33, the final decision, Beauty and the Beast.
Who is this mystery partner, Lance Russell? Who's the beast? Did you see me?
You'll find out about it later on.
What is this all about,
Well,
Lance
just wait.
Russell?
You'll find out. Don't worry.
I want to know now, Lance.
No, well, you don't get to know now. We're going to take time out here, David, and we'll be back in just a moment. And Wednesday night down at the Evansville Coliseum, he'll be climbing in the ring. I'm not going to tell you right now who it is against Beauty and the Beast. And then you're going to be having Robert Fuller and Jimmy Golden tangling in there against Jeff Jarrett and Sid Vicious. Yeah, you heard what I said. You just stay tuned right where we are. Are you ready for this final match? By golly, it couldn't come at a better time. Wildcat Wendell Cooley, Jerry the King Lawler will be going in there against Dutch Mantell, and referee Rick Morton is his partner. What a tag match that's going to be, because you know that Cooley doesn't have any love for Mantell after slapping him upside the face, and I think you pretty well know where Jerry the King Lawler stands about Ricky Morton. Let's take a listen right now from Morton and Mantell.
I feel like I ought to be a detox today, because I've been out partying, because when they told me that Jerry Lawler and that bogus Wendell Cooley wanted to climb in the ring with me and Ricky Morton, hey, it made my day. I was in the backyard sticking a fork, and my dog, when I got the news, the dog jumped in the air. He was happy. My old lady was happy, and certainly I was happy too, because, Lawler, you ain't got no friends. Your future's on hold, and I don't know what else is wrong with you, but a lot of more things are going to be wrong with you, because you're stupid enough, you and that bogus Wendell Cooley, to step in the ring with me and Ricky Morton. And when you do, it's going to be a bad mistake. Would you agree with me?
Dutch, I'll tell you something. When Dutch Mantell and Ricky Morton gets together, all we do is create stormy weather. Lawler, you and Cooley can come around here and say anything you want to, but you was beat by Dutch Mantell.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. If you want to crown somebody's shoulders, brother, go find somebody else, because Dutch Mantell and Rick Morton are forever.
Big full card coming up Wednesday night, Evansville Coliseum. Why don't you be there? Created as much conversation as anything it has in a long time, and with good reason too. When the word was out on Wednesday morning that Jerry Lawler had lost the unification heavyweight title to Dutch Mantell, well, I got to tell you, there was a lot happened in there. If you weren't down there, we've got some footage of it that we want you to take a look toward the end of the match. Remember, Rick Morton was the one who was the referee in there. That's Morton closest to the camera across the way in the blue tights. Morton had been knocked down in a collision with Jerry Lawler, and he was just now getting up. He really hadn't gotten himself back together. Lawler is motioning to him, come on over there and count. Lawler is motioning to him, come on over there and count. Count of 1, 2, and he shakes it off right at that point instead of counting to 3, which obviously would have given the match to Jerry Lawler in there. And Lawler saying, come on, Ricky, get back into it. And he starts the count of 1 again with 1. He finally gets his second countdown, and by that time, Mantell kicked out of the cover that Lawler had on him. And Ricky now comes in as Lawler comes in to nail Dutch in the corner. Morton, again, who had been very effective up to that point, was pulling Lawler back out of the corner when Mantell rushed out of there and planted a foot right in the midsection, slapped a pile driver on Lawler, which, of course, is not legal. Lawler put a foot up, and you see Morton push his foot. Watch this. Pushes his foot back down the second time. There's the third time, and this time Morton counted 1, 2, 3 with Lawler's foot on the rope in clear view of the camera and of the referee. Comes down and gets the belt. And the new unification champion with the belt awarded to him is Dutch Mantell. Now, it's a question of the referee's duties in there. It is not his job to say, well, you should have kicked out, because foot under or over the rope, any part of the body, is a legitimate way of breaking a hold. And the referee, after pushing it down twice, just continued to count right through it the third time. And he ended up with a situation where it was a 1, 2, 3 with Lawler's foot in clear view. Now, we know that the referee has not seen the situation where a foot has been on the rope. That's entirely different than the foot being on the rope, the referee having pushed it down twice and clear view. Lawler, going back to the back, hollered at operating the camera to come with him. He wanted to get the comments on tape if he could, and let's take a listen right now and see what happened.
You all right, Jerry? Sorry, Jerry? No. Mike, get them the hell way away from here. Get them out of here. Get them out of the building. All right. Get them back in. Get both of them. Where they go? I don't know where they are, Jerry. Come on now. There's two of them on the job. I don't care. Just get them back here.
Okay, that's what happened. That was before we ever got back to the dressing room. All of that had taken place, and I heard about it. So you can see exactly what happened back there as coming out right now is Dutch Mantell carrying the...
You weren't going to invite me out here, were you?
Oh, I wanted you out here, Dutch. Oh, yeah, listen, you're carrying that around. Now, you know doggone well it is under review right now, and that's about as secure as quicksand is.
Against all odds, shut up out here when I'm talking. Against all odds, I come into Lawler's backyard, and I took the most precious thing away from him. I didn't take it away in Los Angeles or Denver or Dallas, Texas. There, and Louisville, everywhere.
Yeah, you sure did.
Everywhere, brother. But I'm going to tell you what, Lawler is crying he went home. He went home and he cried to his old lady, oh, I lost my belt. Hell, it's not going to get it back for him, because right now, what we're witnessing right now is the downslide of Jerry Lawler, the downslide. Because he may never, ever come back again, because, see, he took me too lightly. Yes, he did.
Yeah, you're standing out here talking about it like it was just all that. Hey, don't forget the referee. He counted him when he's put on the rope.
Wait just a minute. Wait. Ricky Morton was appointed by your man, Randy Hale.
My man.
Yes, he was. He was appointed, and I went in the ring, and despite Ricky Morton, and despite all kind of stipulations you tried to put against me, right here tells the whole tale right here.
Yeah, well, don't get too good a grip, because the review isn't over with yet.
I don't care if you have a review for months and months on end. It's not going to change, because Jerry Lawler lost fair and square right in the middle of that ring.
The joint committee is going to determine whether it was fair and square or not, and whether you got it. Listen, Stan, I'm going to go right now. Jerry Lawler sent an interview. We've got it right here. Let's take a look at it.
Yeah. You know, the question I've been getting asked all week long is why? Why do you think Ricky Morton, who has without a doubt been one of the most popular wrestlers in the entire country, one of the fan favorites over the entire nation, why do you think a guy like Ricky Morton would make this kind of a decision, would do something so obvious right in front of the fans, so blatantly against the rules? You know, it can't be more cut and dried. I confronted him afterwards in the dressing room, and he had the audacity to try to tell me right to my face that he was knocked senseless, that he didn't see my foot on the rope. Well, the film showed that not only did he see my foot on the rope, that he knocked my foot off the rope twice, and then the third time when he made the complete 3 count, just left the foot on the rope. Didn't even bother to knock it off until after he had counted to 3. And then he's going to try to tell me that he didn't see it there? Well, I think the decision that I've come to is the fact that Ricky Morton knew exactly what he was doing. He knew what he was doing from the time he stepped into that ring or before he stepped into that ring, because obviously he and Dutch Mantell had gotten together. And Ricky Morton, yeah, sure, he was a fine referee throughout the body of the match, but what he was trying to do was lull me, I realized later, lull me into a false sense of security, setting me up for the kill, and that's just exactly what he did. Well, let me tell you something, Ricky Morton. You know, I may not be able to do anything about reversing the decision, but the film is with the championship committee, and surely they're not going to let something as obvious and as blatant as that get by. But in the meantime, there is something I can do, brother, and that's straighten this out man to man, you and I. Dutch Mantell, Ricky Morton, well, I got Wendell Cooley, Wildcat Wendell Cooley. He's volunteered to be my partner. I couldn't ask for a better man. Dutch Mantell, you came out here on television a couple of weeks ago and slapped Wendell Cooley right in the mouth. Well, believe me, brother, he is itching to get his hands on you. And I still got a little unfinished business with you too, Dutch man. But right now, my main concern is you, Ricky Morton, one half of the Rock and Roll Express. Yeah, the big, hot tag team of the century. Well, let me tell you something, Ricky Morton. When I get through with you, brother, like I said, I may not be able to reverse that decision, but that championship belt is worth an awful lot of money, hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. And believe me, when I get you in that ring, brother, I'm going to take that amount of money out of your hide, because you're not going to get away with doing what you think you've gotten away with to me. When I get you in the ring, Ricky Morton, I'm going to make you regret. Believe me, regret the decision that you made to get entwined with Dutch Mantell. And that's not a threat. That's a promise. You be there, and I'm going to fulfill it.
Well, the decision is not firm. It's true. Lawler can't make it, and you can't make it. The joint committee will make it, so don't get too
talk is easy and talk is cheap. And he come back in the dressing room and took another kicking right there in the dressing room. He had no business back there. He was crying. He's a sore loser. He's washed up. and he came back there, and he got exactly what he deserved coming to another man's dressing room. Now, let me tell you one thing. He's talking about Wendell Cooley.
That's right.
Let me say one thing about Wendell Cooley. Wendell Cooley is a bogus CWA champion. He's a bogus wrestler. He's a bogus musician. He's a bogus person. He don't even need to walk the face of the earth. And let me tell you another thing about him. I slapped him last week. Sure, he needed slapping. Yeah. And I'm going to tell you what, I'm not afraid of him, and I would like to hey, when I slapped him, I had a special affection for slapping people, and I'd like to slap him again if he showed his face. Because I'll slap him here, I'll slap him there, I'll slap him anywhere I want to slap him because he don't strike no fear in me, and what might happen...
Fine, well, just go ahead and slap him all you want to slap. You want to do a little slapping right now, Dutch?
I didn't invite him out here. Hey, this is my interview.
What are you doing out here with a world title?
Because I am the world champion.
Are you proud the way you won the title? If anybody should be wearing that, Ricky Morton should be wearing that. He is the one that won that title, not you.
No, I won it.
I've been the special referee, pal. You'd have never walked out of there with that because I'd have called it like it was. I don't know what you did with Morton. I guess you had a lot of money and bought him off.
Now, wait a minute.
To get you that title.
No, there was no collusion here whatsoever. That's you've been talking a lot of what you've been doing. Exactly what you've been doing.
Yeah, I hear you out here. What, you calling me a coward? You
I didn't call him a coward.
You're calling
I did not call him a coward.
You called him bogus.
I didn't call him bogus.
You did.
Let me tell you something, pal.
Come on now. Let's not do it here.
Come on, you want to do some slapping? Let's do some slapping right here, pal.
No, I didn't call him.
Don't make me come across the desk after you.
Oh, Dutch, great. Hey, little help, please. Mantell with that whip right around Cooley's neck, taking him over there at the ring post, wraps it around the ring post, and now pounding on him. Okay, Dutch, you not only won't have the title, you won't have any place around here either. That's great. You come out here and have to do something like that. Boy, I'll tell you, Dutch, I used to have a little respect for you, but I mean to tell you, I don't know what in the world's happened to you, but you come out and do that kind of thing. Threw it right on to Wendell Cooley and then jumped him. We're going to take a break right here, and we'll be back with more championship wrestling in just a moment. Be back with a lot more action to go here. I do want to run over the entire card for you Wednesday night, but first let me remind you folks around Madisonville, Kentucky, on Friday, February the 3rd, coming to the Browning Springs Middle School. Championship Wrestling will be on the way with all the great stars of the CWA. Now, Wednesday night, Evansville, Indiana at the Coliseum, Phil Hickerson, P.Y. Chu High against Scott Steiner in the opener, Tracy Smothers and Brian Lee against Samurai and Shogun Tojo's team. We're going to be taking a look at the Beauty and the Beast going against Bill Dundee, and who is his mystery partner but the exotic Adrian Street. What a catfight that's going to be with Garvin and Street. Jeff Jarrett and Sid Vicious. Wow, what a team going against Fuller and Golden. And the final match is going to be Wildcat Wendell Cooley, Jerry the King Lawler going against Dutch Mantell and Ricky Morton. All of that lined up for your action Wednesday. They fall, and here they are right now to drop it on us. The CWA Tag Champions, Robert Fuller, Jimmy Golden, along with Frankie the Thumper Lancaster.
That's right, Lance. As you know very well, Jim and I, we're so proud of these beloved belts. These belts are the prettiest belts, the tag team, in all of the United States. And they're besides
we're supposed to see Jimmy Golden, Frankie, and Sid Vicious in the ring in a moment. So if we can get this going,
yeah, we're going to get it going real good for you. But you might as well listen. You're not going to see Sid Vicious out here because I came through the room just a minute ago and I saw Sid sitting in there all sucked. And I guess it's because he's been bringing himself down pretty bad because he's on a losing streak. And a losing streak is something that the stud stable's not going to be putting up with. So I said, Sid, just put your boots back on, son, and the man's going to go out and take your place, baby. And that's exactly what I plan to do. You'll be seeing my man Frank here, who is soon to be the new CWA champion. That this man right here is honed down. This man is ready, and this man is capable. Am I right, Jimmy?
I'm telling you, I like your style, man. The man gets the job done when it's
steps in there, he's not a loser. Like Robert said, brother, the stud stable does not tolerate losers. He's like a dog. He's got to get out, man. We have nothing but winners in this organization.
Yeah.
Frankie's one of them. We like you, baby.
Well, he's got some big shoes to fill in there if he thinks he's
Well,
going to be
don't
able
you
to...
worry about it, Mr. Microphone, okay? Because I'll fill the shoes.
Right. Let me tell you something about Frankie here. He likes it, baby, tough, and he likes it rough. And every place that he goes, he gets down for titles, Daddy, and he generally wins them right down the line. And one thing's for sure, he's not going to be letting down the Tennessee stud or nobody that's a part of this stable right here. That Frankie's going to do his job, and he's going to do it upright, Daddy, and he's not going to be no laydown for no living human being.
So you sent, oh, no, there he is right there.
I'm going to tell you something, Robert Fuller. I've listened about all this crap out of your mouth. I'm going to listen too. And I don't think the people want to listen to it anymore either. No, you don't tell me to wait a minute. Shut up and get away. Now if you want some of me, Mr. Lancaster, get your ass in that ring, boy.
Let me tell you something, big boy. The only difference between you and me is about 6 inches and 40 pounds. You got $1 million body, but a 2-cent brain. And if you want to see the man with CWA titles, I can do it. Look.
Come on, Dress Russell. I'm fixing to kick the...
Lancaster slapped him right upside the face, and here we are with...
That big man right there is up for a whipping, Daddy. Because when I tell you to keep your butt in the dressing room, it's supposed to be a 6-man tag with myself and Jimmy Lancaster. He should have stayed in that dressing room where he was supposed to. Watch it.
Well, he was originally scheduled to be in the match. There's no question about that. Lancaster being slammed around the ring post and the turnbuckles. And the big guy, Sid Vicious, Lancaster slapped him right in the face, man. I believe I'd have thought a second time for it. Look at him. Look at him pressing Lancaster up in here. Robert Fuller screaming that he was choking. There's the big leg. Sid Vicious showing Lancaster. Oh, there's Jimmy Golden up there on the ring apron telling the referee he was choking him and all of that. Sid comes over and rips Robert Fuller's buddy, Jimmy Golden, right upside the head. And now Fuller's storming around the ring as Sid Vicious drops with another leg on Lancaster. And as Sid started back in, while the referee was getting Golden away from the ring, Fuller tripped him up, dumped him right down on the deck. And Sid Vicious on the deck now with Frankie Lancaster.
Fuller went for the weak spot. He went for that knee.
Now you're going to see why I said what I said about Frankie being the toughest man. Right here is clear proof of it. You see now the new to-be CWA champion right there. I don't say things in idle waste. When I say it, I mean it, baby, and it always comes true. Put him down, Frankie.
I got no great love for Sid Vicious, but I mean, Fuller standing out here like Lancaster did it all. Shoot, it was Fuller that tripped him up and dumped him down. Woo! Vicious holds on to the rope, and Lancaster, who was going up, mustering everything he had for the big drop kick, missed it flat in the middle of the ring, and look at Vicious with that power slam. And a cover, 1, 2, and into the ring goes Jimmy Golden, Dave.
He called, the referee said he got a 3 count on him. So that's going to give Vicious a victory here over Lancaster officially, but now it's 2 against 1. You notice how Fuller's hanging back? Well, there he goes. Now he comes climbing into the ring.
While he was choking on Jimmy Golden, look at Fuller jumps up on the back, and Vicious just dumps him off. Boy, that we have always said that is a lot of man. Look at that. He's got going for that Shinnaminaki on Fuller, the Japanese sleeper hold, and now Jimmy Golden from behind and Lancaster joining in with it. Kicking away on Sid Vicious, and Fuller loading up that boot. Comes over and kicks Vicious right in the head. Oh, here comes Chris Frazier in, and he's met by Lancaster. He dumps him out on the floor, and Vicious being held by the Tennessee Stud, while Jimmy Golden came in on top of him. Here comes Jeff Jarrett in. Nailing Fuller and Golden. Lancaster out here on the floor with Chris Frazier, and Jeff Jarrett gets the job done in there as he got Fuller and Golden off of Sid Vicious. Okay, and Jeff and Sid shaking hands with each other up there. So Jeff came in at the right moment, and he really helped him out.
Boy, he did. Stud Stable decided it was time to get out of here at that point. They're helping Chris Frazier out right now. But the win in the match, which was scheduled immediately there, Sid Vicious defeats Frankie Lancaster.
Oh, yeah, he does. I want to apologize for the language that occurred in there. Unfortunately, in the heat of the battle, we try to guard against it, but I hope you'll accept our apology for it. We've got more action. We'll be coming back to it in just a few minutes. Coming up here in just a moment with Bill Dundee and his mystery partner. I want to see if I can get Billy out here. Well, he doesn't have his partner with him. We were interested in finding out who this mystery partner is. Billy?
Well, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to bring him out here in a minute. But before I get into that, I'd just like to tell Dutch Mantell and Ricky Morton something. The last two guys that came through here thought they did something to the king was Austin Idol and Tommy Rich, and you know what happened to them. Now, I'm going to tell you something, brother. I have tried it. I have tried to do everything, but when I did it, Mantell, I did it by myself. So you're going to walk around and say, you beat Jerry Lawler for the world title? No, brother, you didn't beat Jerry Lawler for nothing. Ricky Morton beat him. He counted him down. 1, 2, 3, and I bet you, if you're going to bet, you better bet on the king and Wendell Cooley, because that boy has your number, Mantell, and you didn't do nothing, and I just wanted that off my chest. Now, the mystery partner, right?
Okay, that's what I want to get at.
Well, that's it. Wouldn't...
Hey.
He hasn't got a mystery partner.
Nobody asked you guys
he comes out here and he says he's got a mystery partner. He's down and out. Hey, I bought that pink suit at a pawn shop because he can't get anybody to wrestle with him. That's the only reason that he's saying it's a mystery partner. Jerry Lawler won't do it. Nobody will. Nobody can have. Hey, now from now on, it's Beastie Power and the beautiful one.
You just keep talking, Garvin. You just keep talking. I have a mystery partner, brother.
You don't.
I got one. Well, if I don't, just turn around.
That's the oldest trick.
There's the mystery partner, Adrian Street. Whoa!
What can I tell you, brother?
The fabulous Adrian Street.
What can I tell you, brother? What's that old saying, if you're going to fight fire with fire? I don't know how you think, Garvin, and I don't really care. But my friend here does, brother. My friend here does. Now, I called him. You're right. I did. Exotic Adrian Street. Now, him and I not always go like we may go to the town together in the same car. He's got his lifestyle. I got mine, and he knows how you think, Garvin.
Yep, well, we've got a little video message coming up here about the...
I'd just like to say that as far as that Garvin's choice of music when he did that beauty parlor thing was exquisite, but really, if he wants to imitate me, it's rather like a garden gnome trying to imitate the Venus de Milo, or even more aptly, like an ugly little duckling trying to imitate a beautiful swan. If you want to know how to do it, have a look at this video.
Yep, this is it, the exotic...
I'm so in love, I'm in love, I'm so in love, I don't need to search for someone to adore, I've already given up my heart, and the love I have is all accounted for. I've fallen for a gorgeous work of art. When I want to see the fairest of them all and get into the sexy eyes of blue, I walk up to the full-length mirror on the wall. I take a breath and just admire the view. I'm in love with me, so in love with me. Price perfection has to pay. I'm in love with me, so in love with me. It's hard to see why I'm so in love with me.
Now, Lancer, the difference. That's right. Now, the difference between him and you, Garvin, is when he gets in here, he can wrestle, and we fixing to show you how good, so pay attention, boy.
I've got a little word for you too, Garvin. I'll crack your ribs, I'll pull your hair, I'll throw you here, I'll throw you there. I don't need a dentist chair, I'll kick your teeth straight out. Anytime you want, right in this ring.
Well, we're going to get a chance to see him in action right now. The exotic Adrian Street as Bill Dundee's mystery partner. Boy, surprises never cease, Dave.
Boy, that's true. From the Royal Forest of Dean, it's the exotic Adrian Street coming in right now. The opponents for him.
And I'll tell you one thing that Billy said that I really went with, and that was this guy can wrestle when he gets in the ring. We'll see him in action right now.
That's true, against Alan Yates and David Elder. Here we go. Bill Dundee starting out. I think Bill was complaining about hair pulling or something like that. Not sure. Anyway, the referee got everything straightened out. Nice drop kick by Dundee. No tag made across the ring, just a kind of an exchange of partners there as Yates and Elder are, I tell you, on paper, certainly outmanned as they go into this match. Here he is, the exotic Adrian Street, and he's skipping around the ring there, but don't be misled. He can wrestle. Adrian with a couple of flips around the ring and enough to leave his opponent frustrated. Look at Street. Just jumped right over the throat. Lifted that forearm. Bill Dundee shouting encouragement for his partner from the ring, from the side of the ring.
Alan Yates down there had been totally dominated, I would say. He just hadn't been able to get anything going.
Absolutely. There's a
skipping to the corner.
Gentle little tag.
Okay, David Elder climbing through the ropes, and Yates out. Dundee tying it up with Elder as he wraps the arm around, and I just got to say it's a situation we've seen a lot of times. A couple of young fellas are getting underway and just not in the same category at all as two veterans like Dundee and the exotic Adrian Street.
This is one of those where Yates and Elder for a week, they'll be told, but look at the experience you got. But
yeah,
they're going to be hurting while they're being told that.
Look at that move by Street.
He got him. Got the count of three, and the exotic Adrian Street and Bill Dundee have themselves a victory here against Yates and Elder.
Well, it's kind of an interesting pairing in there because Dundee came up out of the tough Australian amateur school, and the exotic Adrian Street out of what is referred to as the English School of Wrestling. And both of them, you really learn the fundamentals when you come out of those, and they showed that they can do it right in there. No contest.
2:18 the time.
Okay, timeout. We'll be back in just a moment.
Jeff, the folks have already seen an unusual situation with you and Sid Vicious. Now, we'll talk about that in a minute. But before we say anything about the bout coming up, let's look at a tape from Robert Fuller and Jimmy Golden about this match. Here it is.
You know, Jimmy, in every organization, great organization that is, like the stud stable organization, there has to be one man that runs things. There has to be one person that calls the shots and tells you when to go and when to stay there. Now, let me tell you something, Sid Vicious. If that person was not me, it would be my cousin, Jimmy Golden. And before it would be you, son, it would be this beautiful lady right here, because she's got more sense in her head than you got in that great big bowling ball of yours, son. I'm going to tell you something, son. You want to get down now and fight with the big boys, that's what you're going to get your opportunity to do. You want to scream loud and get real bad, you got the right guys here to get bad with. You know what I'm talking about? The last thing you should have done in your life is took that Jarrett kid as a partner, because you knew from the outset of this organization that nobody sided with that punk, that I had put down my last dollar to see that punk gone. And I'm going to see him gone, and I'm going to see him along with my cousin. You gone too.
Well, there it is, Fuller and Golden, Jeff, and you know they're going to be talking.
Yeah, Lance, that's about all they can do. Another thing they like to do is turn their back on somebody. And this time, guys, Robert Fuller and Jimmy Golden, you turn your back on a man that's about 6'8" and weighs about 310 pounds. And I think you've bitten off just a little more you can chew. You're going to learn that you don't push a guy around this size. Well, this Wednesday night, guys, you're going to find out just how bad and big and mean and tough he is. Boys, you better shape up, or you're going to have to ship out, because I'm coming down there with Sid Vicious with everything I got, and boys, you're going to get the beating of your life.
Jeff, you've been in there with Robert and Jimmy with a couple of partners in there, but you've never had one this big.
He's big and bad and mean, and I can't wait for Wednesday night.
Wednesday night is all going to happen.
Well, walking in front of your vision right there, here's
P.Y. Great day. You know what it is? The me and the number one here, we have formed a corporation here. We are the Japanese Connection. You know, everybody knows, and everybody's sitting there at home, everybody knows that Japan is better than the United States in everything, man. The mannerism, the courteism. They make better cars, better Toyotas. Everybody's driving Toyotas. Everybody's driving Nissan. Everybody's watching Sony televisions. You know, they're always walking around these Walkmans. Everything is from Japan. And you're looking at everything right now. You're looking from the finest from Japan. So we have formed a corporation. We're going to go out and just do like all the big corporations in Japan are doing. We're going to be buying up everything. I mean, we're going to be buying everything we can, because we're going to be looking out for these guys right here. So what more can I say, Lance Russell?
Hey,
look here, check out that
guy to put that thing up, Tojo.
I wasn't telling him nothing.
Huh?
Hey,
yeah.
Well, just tell him to take it out of here. We don't need that thing in here. I'll tell you, these guys...
You don't have a head thing. Maybe we can use his head. Let us use your head for a demonstration.
Yeah, will you just take it on out of here? All right, now that's all. We don't need any more conversation with you guys.
Oh, man. Yeah. Hear the change in music when Tracy Smothers, Jeff Jarrett, and Scott Steiner made their appearance. We've got a six-man tag team match here. Samurai Shogun and P.Y. Chuhai with Tojo Yamamoto in their corner. We're going against Tracy Smothers, Jeff Jarrett, and Scott Steiner. Referee Jerry Calhoun waiting for everyone to get the warm-up jackets off. Get it all sorted out to one for each team in the ring, and we will be underway here. This one should be a mighty, mighty good one, with well-balanced teams on each side of the ring. Looks like Hickerson, I beg your pardon, P.Y. Chuhai is going to be starting. Well, maybe not. Nope. Chuhai steps out of there. Also, I believe that Shogun steps out of there. Jeff Jarrett starts for his team. Tojo Yamamoto stalking around ringside. You always got to keep him in mind as the Japanese make a tag. Oh, Goes by again, just treading lightly, and the two of them run together, and Jeff Jarrett got out of the way. Jeff used his head on that one, got out of the way, and let the two Japanese wrestlers run together, Samurai and Shogun. They make a tag on their American partner who's made a trip to Japan and adopted the name P.Y. Chuhai. And Scott Steiner blocked that right arm as Phil Hickerson was going to nail Jarrett with it. P.Y. Chuhai. Byron Steiner into the ropes, and he caught him with a fist. He's got that right hand wrapped up with some kind of tape, all but the tips of the fingers. He just jabbed Steiner in the throat with it. Tag made by the Japanese. Samurai and Shogun team up. They'd hammered Scott Steiner down to the mat. Jeff Jarrett, Tracy Smothers trying to cheer Scott Steiner on from the corner. Jeff started the match. Tracy hasn't been in there officially yet. They continue to work on Scott Steiner. Little over 2 minutes gone in this fall. It's an expiration of time match. Here comes Hickerson. P.Y. Chuhai grabbed Scott Steiner, raked his hand across his face. I think he may have gotten him in the eyes, too. He was over taunting Jeff Jarrett, who jumped in there. Tracy Smothers came in to try to help out. Referee sends both of them back. Meanwhile, it's double team time, as you can see right there. The Japanese and Hickerson over here in the corner. There's Tojo. You see him kind of sneaking into the frame there. He has kendo stick in hand. You see the choke being put on Scott Steiner over here as he continues to be double teamed. Referee trying to back P.Y. Chuhai away from him. Steiner ran into a brick wall there. Hickerson knocked him right down to the mat. Oh, from behind, the tag made. And look out. The Shogun Samurai team goes into action. 3.5 minutes gone in this fall. Oh, look at that back kick. Samurai and Shogun demonstrating their ability. They're a rugged team. Boy, we were impressed with them the first time we saw them. And you put Hickerson, better known now as P.Y. Chuhai, in the corner with him. And you've got added problems when you step in the ring against him. Steiner ducks under. Got the forearm and nailed P.Y. Chuhai, who goes down to the mat hard. Tracy Smothers reaching for the tag, as is Jeff Jarrett. Jarrett gets the tag. He goes after Hickerson. Now both the Japanese.
David, we're a little behind on our commercial commitments. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We'll take a break while this is going on, and we'll be taping, and we'll keep it in action here. We're going to take a break right now, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Got caught.
Yeah, we missed the ending.
Long time. Sorry about that, but what happened was they threw Jeff Jarrett over the top rope. That's a disqualification, so the team of Jeff Jarrett, Scott Steiner, Tracy Smothers gets the victory in there as a result of that, and we're sorry the tape just didn't work.
And
right.
we don't have time to show it anyhow. We're out of time right now. Interesting to see the exotic Adrian Street back with us here as he showed up as Bill Dundee's mystery partner in there. As Dave pointed out, from the Royal Forest of Dean. I'm sure that'll light a few fireworks around there. We got plenty of action in the coming weeks. We hope maybe you'll join us. For Dave Brown, Lance Russell saying bye-bye, everybody.
The announcers on this program are selected and paid by parties other than this station, namely the promoters of championship wrestling.